Happy New Year, y'all. I made it. I made it back from New Year's. What did I do on New Year's Eve? I'll tell you what I did on New Year's Eve. Went down the road. A friend of mine had an awesome party. That's right, we partied. We can do that during these times because we have the right to. We partied and I drank me some beer. I had 1 beer, 2 beer, 3 beer. Then I had a bottle of rum. Then I had me another bottle of rum. Then I had a couple more beer. Then I had myself some tequila, some margaritas, some Jell-O shots, some hot turkey sandwiches. Then I ran out of booze. And the party wasn't over yet. So then I went and did some moonshine shots with my buddy, and I took his beer while he laid on the floor. That's right. Then I got home safe and didn't drive. Then I woke up all excited for Sunday, because it's Sunday fun day. But it was Saturday. It was Saturday. And I was so disappointed. Except there was only one thing that made me smile. My lovely wife. That's right, I have a wife. I got married in September. My lovely wife was cooking bacon and eggs. And I could smell it through the house. It was marvelous. The smell of bacon. And I walked my ass out of that bedroom. And the first thing I saw was fresh squeezed orange juice. And you know what that means? There was champagne to go with it. I drank me 1 mimosa, 2 mimosa, 3 mimosa. Then I found me some more beer. By that time it was the afternoon. And I was still waiting on Sunday fun day. It's like, what the hell am I going to do now? What did I do? I found me a bottle of rum. I found my phone and I found eBay. I ordered me 1 part for the car, 2 part for the car, 3 part for the car, and by that time it was time to go to bed. And here we are on Sunday fun day, ready to rock and roll. If you don't like that, I don't know what to tell you. Let's go check it out. All right. Let's go see. Okay, so what you've missed out on that I did do during the week, because I had a spare time on my hands, was I dragged out the radiator and I put the radiator in. Okay? Now, some people are worried about room. Here's how much room I got with my Firewall. You can see I got tons of room with my Firewall. Okay? My I've got this car set up so I can move it a 1/2 inch forward or a 1/2 inch backwards, including on the tranny mount. So I got movement there. Now the rad has not got its bars on, but when I put it, the rad's going to sit roughly there. It shows you how much room we got between the fan and the radiator. And I could even run another 1 inch spacer between that fan to bring it even closer to help it cool even better. Now you can see how this zips thing. Normally, this fan, see there's the top of the fan to the rad. If I didn't have that zips thing on there, this fan, the top would be down here. Really low. This brings it right up. Look at that, how it brings it right up. Really, that is the answer. That's a nice piece. When I get that cleaned up, painted, you won't even really know it's there. You know, I still wish it wasn't there. I wish I could just have it down low. But I would sooner have this and know I don't have any overheating problems, because I'm going to drive this son of a bitch. This Firewall still hung in here like that. What I also did on this Firewall was I showed you guys, I took these legs off. Feet, legs, whatever you want to call them, supports. These are go on the 32 Firewall and they go along the side right here. I had to take them off. You can see, if you can see down in here, you can see where they were right there, riveted on. So they went like that. As you can see, this is all in the way of the car on the inside. Makes it way wider. So without this piece on here, this is how it looks. Blank, plain. So what I did, yes, I'm sorry, I did a couple things, you guys weren't here, was I chopped one up, made it how I thought would look right, used these factory holes, again, where the rivets were, to plug weld, and I made it, I thinned her down, and I made it, and I put it on there. So it looks, it's got the factory 32 mounting leg on it. And what that does is it also allows me to drill another hole in my frame, put another fastener in there, and bolt that sucker down. It gives me another bolting point for this car in the front end. Like I said, I went back and forth. Do I leave it like that? Some people may like it, some may not. That's how 32 Fords were. Do I leave it with a nice leg on there? Or do I leave it looking unfinished. To me, it looks unfinished. I've seen a couple guys now. I started looking up online. I haven't found a lot of guys, but I've seen a couple guys that put the firewalls in. They don't put the legs on. I did. Or feet, or whatever you want to call them. What I also did, I know you're getting pissed because I did a couple things without you guys. I got to keep the ball rolling. What I also did was, you remember I cut these pieces off here. Those are your Model A pieces. Maybe better look at that one. I cut them off. They were in the way because they laid down even a little bit flatter and stuck out, and they got in the way of the firewall. I cut them off. Like I said, don't throw nothing out. I reused them. I just moved them back a bit. This line where the floor is going to go lines right up. I moved them back, and they're welded to the firewall. So basically, it looks, not that anyone's going to see it when the carpeting and upholstery is done, but I've got the factory area, I've got like the factory Model A stuff put in there. It is turning out so good. Just playing with stuff. Playing and playing. So I'm very happy with that. Now the firewall is not coming back out because obviously with those in there, I've got it welded there. So there's nothing holding the firewall in the front at the bottom. Now the top, you cannot weld. You could, I guess, if you never want to remove the tank again. I like to have the tank so I can remove it. If I can remove it, I can get to a lot of access stuff underneath there if I ever have to. So I'm going to drill some really nice holes here, and I'm going to use a few very, very nice fasteners, and then I'm going to put a nice welting bead in here to keep out the rain and the water. And like I say, it's not like this car is ever going to be driven in the rain anyway. This is not a car I will drive in the rain because it's open hood, open fendered, and I've already done that, and it was fun. But I'm building it kind of nice now, so it's not no Trailer Queen like I said, but she's not a rainy day driver. I've got lots of other cars for that. 7 to be exact. So there we go. We are working away, and that's what's going on. So what we're going to do next is we're going to continue, and I'm going to start cutting this piece up and show you exactly how I went about it and what's going on. So that's where we're going to start our Sunday fun day. Okay, so basically, here you go. You get to see this whole piece I just showed you a second ago together. So the first thing you do is you cut off this. We don't want that because that piece would tuck in behind there, which there's no room on a Model A. Second off, you're going to notch this out. That's because this piece is going to tuck up in behind here. So we need to notch that out to clear those foot pedestals, or whatever you want to call them, the braces I put inside the Model A. Now second, this is way taller on a 32 than a Model A. So you're going to section it out, and you're going to take that out. Now you're left with that piece and this piece. Now we're going to weld these two together. And what that's going to do when that's welded together is that then is going to become that piece right there. And then we're going to weld that piece, which is this piece obviously, onto the firewall. So now let's start welding this together. Okay, so got her all welded together. Look at that. You wouldn't even know, and I kept it. It's welded right across here. And I kept this nice factory dip, what I had for the 32. Except now this is shorter, narrower, and it fits in here. And like I say, right there is going to be, once I get the car body off the frame, drill that frame out, weld her in, put a nut insert in there, or just weld a nut in there. I got another bolting point for my car. That's on there. That's looking good. Now, see, that to me looks more finished than just this piece coming down and boom. So what is next? Next is, you can see, I got to weld all these holes up that I drilled out from the spot welds from the original firewall. If you take a look, I've got them all done on this side. They're all done, finished, gone. That's perfect. That hole you see down there, remember, that's for the chrome trim band that goes around. Then along here, over top of all this, is welting that goes on here that your hood would sit on if you're going to put a hood on this car. Now, a lot of people wouldn't put the welting on there. I know you're going to think I'm crazy. A lot of people would, if they're never going to run a hood like I'm not, they'd probably, maybe weld this up or leave it alone. But I'm going to run the welting. I'm going to run it. I'm going to put it on there. I think it looks cool. I love it. There's certain things that just I like, and I like that rope seal look. If you know what I mean by the welting, it's kind of like a rope seal, and I like the look of it. So I brought in my radiator support rods here, and they are a little short, which they should be now because we have moved the firewall back. So that's a good thing. So I got to get some new support rods, Put those on. I got to weld the tabs that go on here, that the support rod goes in, then it runs to here, and I got to obviously cut and drill this out, because the rods go like that, one this way and one that way, and that holds this from doing that. All right, and again, I've also got movement. Not only do I got movement in the engine by a 1/2 inch either way, I've got movement in the radiator by a 1/2 inch either way. I made sure of that. So I've got movement and adjustment everywhere. Because sometimes when you build stuff and you just drill one hole and that's the final fit, when you go to put it together, you know that something's going to go south on you and not want to line up. So if you leave a little bit of movement there, a little bit of adjustment, it's only going to make your life so much easier in the end. So what I'm working on next here now is I'm going to put another piece of floor pan in here. I've got to get up underneath here and finish welding the firewall in. But I'm going to put a floor pan piece right here, and the piece I got to put in is got to have the trapdoor for my master cylinder, which I'm pretty certain I'm keeping it under the floor. I was tempted to put one on the firewall. I know a lot of you people are going to say, keep it off the firewall, and some people say, put it on the firewall, because on the firewall it's easy to get to. But if I put it on the firewall, it's going to be right where all the beautiful lines are. It's going to take away from that. I don't want it there. So I'm going to leave it on the floor. So what I'm doing is I dragged out, you guys remember this car had a wooden floor. I dragged out the old wooden floor. And it already had the access door on here. Saving money. I can reuse this door. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that access door. So, I'm tracing her out. I'm going to cut this sucker right out of here. Because, I mean, I'm on the same panel. I just made this panel out of metal rather than wood. Cut it out, drill it out. Boom. Should line up, should fit. So that's what I'm going to do next. Once I get that done, then I can put that floor pan in there. Then I can start finishing up the firewall, welding it in. So yeah, let's get on with that and see where we get to today. Alright, so that worked out perfect, see? So remember, always hang on to everything, don't get rid of nothing, because this was a perfect template for me. So, here we go. I've just set the floor in here so you can have a see what's going on. There we go. Now this is not screwed down, so but that would lift up like so. Whoops! There's our master cylinder right there, which I'm going to be changing to a different master, but it doesn't matter because it's not going to change where the master's sitting. So there we go. So I got all that. There's our hole, ready to go. Now you don't want to be putting this on yet, obviously. This is bare metal. I've got to take care of that with some stuff, but what I can do is I can weld this piece of metal in because floorboard, because I already do have my weld through primer on there on the edges where I need to have it. And because now I'm getting closer up to the front where the toe boards are, where your feet are resting, again, I put in, you know, I rolled some bead lines in there. So that's good. Same as in this piece and in this piece here, even though this is under the seat. Some people are asking about that. So I'm going to put this piece, I think I'm going to weld this piece in next. And after I get that in, then I'll come around to the other side of the cowl that we were talking about and weld all the extra holes up that are running down the side. And yeah, and what I also found, again, like I said, I'd never throw nothing out. I don't know, still got a part number on there, 2233C. I don't know what this is from. This is obviously from another project that got left over. Never throw anything out. This could possibly work for up in here. Alright, that could work. But if it don't work exactly, I can make it work. Because all we do is a little slice and a little dice and a little weld and away we go. So anyway, let's get this piece of floor put in. Alright guys, I got the floor piece in. I got a little carried away. Here, and well, I started cutting down that tranny hump and trying to fit that. So let's take a look. First we'll start with the floor. So there it is. Let's get this shit out of the way. So I plug welded it all the way around. Nice for my master. Like I said, I'm going to be changing that out to a dual master. But that's all in there. Then I got carried away with this piece for the floor. Round hump piece. I started putting that in. I got the front toe board up in the front on the passenger side too. So I got that all done. So if we actually come around here to the other side. There we go. Looks good. Got a piece of 1-inch tubing in there, braced up tubing there. Just kind of got that one tacked.
not going to tackle this side yet. It's going to be a little bit, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm going to be changing out the master, I'm going to be changing out the pedal assembly. I'm still going to have it under the floor, but I don't want to start tacking any of this up till I get that. I also don't want to get carried away from this point on till I get my shifter figured out and my gas pedal. So I'm going to leave that area alone. Just in this area, I was playing a bit. I can put, if I want, I could put a piece of floor in here and finish it off. And then this is just done. And then I can just leave that to be like 1-2 pieces. Yeah, butt welded everything. So next, I guess I got to get onto these holes on the side. I said a while back I was going to deal with. I was digging around here too. Found a little rust. I should say, yeah. So I found a little rust right in here. Bad spot right on the body line, but that's okay. I can fix it. Nothing a welder can't fix. Just weld that up. So I should get these turned welded up now. The day's running short though. We got quite a bit done today, I think, anyway. Happy with it. I lifted the tank off too. My tank just lifts off, allows me to have better lighting in here, so you can see everything a little better. I still got to get the firewall all welded in too. It's not, you know, it's not welded across here or nothing like that. Still got to get that done. But yeah, maybe I can get this done here. Let's try. Let's see if we can't get that up. Finished. Alrighty, so I got these holes all welded up. Looking good. There we go. No more holes. I welded it. I don't know if you can see right from there to there. Got the line back again. Nothing a little body filler won't take care of now, but at least it's not rusted out. So that's done there. So the next thing that we got to do, excuse me, as I say, we still got to finish off the welding of the firewall. But if you remember, I told you when you cut things apart, never get rid of anything. So you can see this is a factory brace, see, riveted. It came across and went, you can see, right back into there, and it had 2 rivet holes there too where it went. Obviously I had to lose it because it stuck out way out of the way for this firewall to go in, but I still hung on to it. So what I can do is I've cut a little section out of here. Now what that's going to allow me to do is I have to cut a little bit more out, but see, it's going to allow me to put that back in here now. And then plug weld it where the original holes were. So if someone ever looked, not that anyone's going to look, because there's going to be upholstery on here one of these years if I can afford the upholstery. If anyone looked, I've kept the original Model A, the original Model A pieces in place, even by using the 32 firewall. Just like I said, I kept the toe board piece down in here, this piece here, from the Model A. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. It's coming out really good. You can see where the firewall, I've welded it straight up here on either side. Still got to go here, around here. Just didn't do that, like I said. I was figuring this piece out. That's going to be next. So, I'll come around here, get a look. There she is. Like I say, lots of clearance. I've got lots of clearance from my fan to my rad. I mean, look at that. I can move this rad either way. I've got clearance for my engine back there. I mean, I'm always going to be running this style distributor. Look at this. Get my hand in there. I probably could pop. Actually, to be honest, you could fit an HEI distributor in there. I should for the hell of it measure it and see, but you probably could fit one in there. So, there you go. So what I think we're going to call it a day. That's about it. I'm just going to clean up the mess around here right now, and there's no point filming that kind of shit. So that is going to be it until next Sunday. So, if you'll please forgive me, I'm probably going to finish off in the evenings, probably maybe tomorrow night I might do it, or if not, one night this week. I'm going to stay out here for an extra few hours. I'm going to finish welding the firewall in where it needs to be and putting them braces in I just showed you. That's it. I'm going to get that done. So that way, next Sunday, we can start figuring out putting the seat in the car, putting the gas tank back in place, figuring out legroom and all that kind of stuff. We'll have to mount our dash back in there. Maybe I can get the dash. Well, the dash is easy. It's 4 bolts and it's in. And it's just laying right up top here of the roof there. It's just laying there. So we get the dash hanging back in there. We'll just set the original gas tank back up on top for now. We'll set that up on there. And then we'll drag the seat around. And we'll put the seat in here. And we'll figure out what we got for legroom and where everything's going. Because I'm waiting on, like I said, I got to wait on my new brake pedal assembly setup. I got to figure out my gas pedal linkage still, so I can't really do much in here. So we're just going to leave all that shit alone. but we can continue to move on, and this was great. The Firewall helped me out a lot. The next thing I really need most is I need the cowl vent from the 32 so I can get this done. Once I get that done, I'm telling you, we are so close to taking this body off the frame and sending it over to Sean. And while Sean starts working his magic on the body, then we can work our magic on the frame. We can get in there playing around. But mind you, I still got to figure out the deck lid a bit. I do got it right over there. There's the deck lid. I did have it on there for a little while, and it fit on there really nice. I just got to I got to figure a few things out with it. You know, the latch mechanism and all that, because it's different from what I had on the louvered one. He had just homemade shit welded up in here. Well, I shouldn't say shit. He just had homemade stuff welded in here, which worked. But I'm changing that. So anyway, but that is the Model A for today. So there you go. Hopefully that was a productive Sunday. I think it was. I got lots done. What the hell? I mean, come on. I was out here on Boxing Day Sunday. I'm out here on Sunday 2 days after New Year's. We're going for it. We're building cars. We're having fun. And I got a huge, huge surprise for you guys in February. We're going to be having another build going on. Whew, it's going to kill me though. We're going to have another build going on while we're building the Model A still. Yes. We're going to have another build, and this one is going to be a complete... Just, you guys are going to go crazy when you see it. And no, it's not the gasser. The gasser is not going to be until next year, September, October. I'm gathering up parts for the gasser right now, but it'll be next year. Which reminds me, my buddy Billy Ray, he found me a 454 big block engine, low mileage runner. Way to go, Billy. So anyway, we're going to go check that out in a week or two with Billy and see how it is. But that's it. Thanks again for watching, guys. Remember, I'll see you during the week for the shop videos, and I'll see you next Sunday. Hell yeah!